Hello everyone, welcome to the race preview for the Grand Prix of the Algarve. So, we know Fabio Quartararo has wrapped up the MotoGP title, and that now gives us a bit of freedom in these videos to talk about the other two championships that haven't been decided yet, Moto2 and Moto3. But before we get on to the other championships, let's just talk about the kind of big talking point going into this weekend. It's Marc Marquez, who is missing the race this weekend due to a head concussion that he suffered in an off-road training incident on Saturday. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mixed feeling. It's a bit gutted to not see Mark there, of course, because coming off 2 wins in a row, going back to Portimao where he made his return at the start of the season, he is, I think, would have a really good chance of winning the race or at least getting on the podium. But we're just have to wait and see how Mark's progress will be next year when we go back to Portugal. I think that there is some common sense and some good things to come out of this for everyone in Grand Prix racing. To be honest, I think that the concussion issue and head injuries, it's been widely discussed, and I think that things that we've seen early on in the season, Dennis Onchu crashed heavily at the San Marino Grand Prix and was concussed, knocked out, woke up in the medical centre on the Saturday in practice, and then raced on the Sunday. How can that be allowed? So it's good to see that Repsol Honda and Mark himself are taking the steps to, take it seriously, because concussions are so complex, and I think that what they've done is kind of setting a not a precedent down. It's like okay, we're looking at this, we're taking it seriously, and it's kind of a message to everyone else that this is kind of the way it should be. Fabio Quartararo is world champion. He can relax, he can race how he wants to race now. I think that he won here, of course, earlier on in the season. His confidence is going to be sky high. I do expect him to be well up there and fighting for victory, along with Pecco, along with homeboy Miguel Oliveira. I think that he will want to prove that he can get back to the 2020 performance he done here at Portimao. I think that he struggled early on in the season. He crashed out of the race, and he does have fans this weekend, which is a big bonus for him. So expect the grandstands to be covered in 88 flags and Portuguese flags. But yeah, I do think that the Suzuki's will go well as well. Alex Rins in the first race around here this season, he was in second and really pushing Fabio Quartararo for victory until he crashed out. Joan Mir got a podium. So Suzuki should be strong. And yeah, I would expect just the usual runners to be up front. And Nea Bastianini, Pol Espargaro, who got podiums last time out, they'll be inside the top 10, I believe. So yeah, enough about MotoGP. We have finished that. We can now focus on the World Championships in Moto2 and Moto3. We'll start off in Moto3. And Pedro Acosta can win the Moto3 title this weekend, but it's still possible for Dennis Foggia to win this title. And a controversial opinion, it's just my opinion, I think that Dennis Foggia has been the best rider in Moto3 this year. Yes, what Acosta has done has been stunning. It's been something we've never seen before. But from where Foggia was and how he's turned this around has just been sensational. And I think the Foggia and Acosta, they have previous around here. They battled for the victory early on in the season where Acosta beat him on the last lap. So we're going to get a really good race between those two. And I do think it will go to Valencia. I think the Foggia is just going to... He's turned something around with this season. And I think that he will win this weekend. But who do I think is going to win the championship as we get to Valencia? It really depends on the results this weekend. If it's a big enough points gap for Acosta, if it's say 16 points, I do think that's enough for him to take the crown of Valencia. But we'll just have to wait and see. Then moving on to Moto2, we have the final 2 rounds, of course, in that. And it looks like it's going to be Remy Gardner after Raul Fernandez's crash and mistake at the last round at San Marino. I think that, if he had won that race, it would have been something like a 3-point lead for Fernandez, but now it is a double digit lead for Gardner. And on the whole of this season, yes, Raul Fernandez has won more races, but Remy Gardner has made less mistakes, and that is ultimately why Remy has his first chance of winning the title this weekend. Not to forget, Remy won the Moto2 race here last year, so that was his first Grand Prix victory. I just think that it's so difficult because Raul Fernandez won the race here earlier on in the season, so it's just set up nicely in these lower classes. But I do think Remy will get the job done this weekend, and I think he will be world champion. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win the Moto2 and Moto3 world titles? Love to hear your opinions, and make sure to subscribe to Crash MotoGP for more content. And I will see you on Sunday for the race reviews.